We are with AGI Infra. It's the first company that we're doing that is solely into the real estate sector. They are developers. Real estate sector in India accounts for $500 billion, and it provides for 18% of India's total employment. So today with AGI Infra, we have Mr. Sukhdev Singh, the promoter, the founder, the managing director, and today we'll be talking all about um, where the company is heading, where real estate is heading. If you see the sales, the supply levels, it's at an 11-year high. So are we seeing a bubble? What are the negative signs that we're seeing? What are the positive signs that we're seeing? We'll also talk about how RERA, the new authority that has come in, is safeguarding the buyer's interest compared to what has happened in 2008 to 2012. And we'll also talk about how the company is different from the other developers and how the real estate sector works from all the way from planning to after sale services. So thank you so much for being here today with us. Firstly, what does AGI mean?
It's the combination of family names. Yes.
And you started this company in 2005?
Yes, it was registered in 2005, then got listed in 2015.
Okay. See, when I went onto your LinkedIn, I couldn't find details of your past job and past career. So what were you doing before coming to the real estate sector?
Yeah. Before coming to the real estate, I was in a government job for 18 years. I have worked in financial institutions for 18 years. Then I quit the job in 2002. Then came full time in real estate and construction business.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, firstly, before we delve into the company, more about the industry, I want to talk about how the sector works, the entire value chain. Okay, there are different parties involved. There's the government, there's the approval agency, there's the developer, there is a company that does the maintenance works. Then during construction, there's a company that provides labor, furniture, fittings, etc., etc. So, let's say you find a 10-acre plot. Okay, you are interested in buying it. Now, from buying it to after sale services, how does the process, how does the journey begin?
In fact, it's a very, very long journey from buying, from conceiving the idea
Yeah.
to identify the land, then to mature the deal, to get the sale date executed, then go for the approvals process, go for all the NOCs from different departments. Then to prepare this layouts, then building plans. It's a very, very long journey. Normally, it takes once you conceive the idea and acquisition of land, sometimes 3-4 years, then approval maybe 1 year or 1.5 year, then 3.5 year for the construction period, then delivery. Combining all that, it's a span of sometimes 10 years.
Okay.
And then after sale service, you
Yeah.
can't run away. Even you deliver the project, you are still responsible to keep the show running. You
Yeah.
have to assist the RWA, you have to actively participate. It's a very, very long journey. We have to on the toe on all the times. We have to coordinate with the RWA, with the government authorities, with the landlords, with the new policies. Sometimes change of policies is required. Have to work with the government to in order to change the policy. It's a very, very lengthy and long. And you see, more than 200, 250 industries are related with the real estate construction business.
Yeah.
Lot of material, then labor, then you can sometimes we have to import the things from the other countries. It's a very, very long procedure and time consuming, you can say.
So then let's break it up. Let's say, do you do the planning stage after buying the land or before buying the land?
No, after buying the land.
Okay.
Then when there is sometimes there is idea this part of the city requires development, then we keep on locating the lands. Sometimes 3-4 options are available. You have to select where we should strike the deal.
Okay.
Once it's done, then we go on in the planning stage.
Okay. So let's assume today is 2024
Yes.
and you found a good piece of 10-acre land. You bought it. Now you're planning in terms of the layout, the number of floors, the number of buildings. Okay, you've submit then the layout plan. Do you submit it to the approval agency or what happens next?
Yeah, once we submit the approval agency, then have to follow up a lot in order to get it in the minimum shorter period. Once it's got approved, then after RERA registration, then we go to the site for the sale, for the execution, for the construction.
Okay.
That's the process.
So the biggest problem I have read about is this approval cycle. That's where many real estate developers get stuck because there is no one approval agency. There is no one single window. Like in Dubai, what happens is there is something called Dubai Building Permit System. You upload all your documents, and there are 4 or 5 agencies. Everyone approves it one after the other, and it's maybe done in 2 weeks' time. But in India, what I've read is there are 30 to 50 approval agencies, and it happens sequentially. To get approved by C, you need to have approved by B.
Yes.
Before B's approval, you need to have approval from A.
Yes.
Then in the end comes RERA, if I'm not wrong. So how many years does it take? You said 1.5 years, 2 years. Is that optimistic or on an average?
Yes. If you are quite fortunate, can get in 1 year.
Okay.
Still, there is a concept of online. We are, as you see, we are developing nation. Still, we have to upgrade our systems, upgrade the policies. Sometimes Department A give the NOCs. It doesn't suit to the Department B. Then have to change as per their wish.
Okay.
Then Department C, then Department D, then come to the main agency. They do their own job. Then go to the RERA. Sometimes they examine the things from the bottom.
Okay.
All the revenue record, all the NOCs. It takes a lot of time.
Okay.
Online still is a distant dream for us. We have to keep on changing the things.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's a way of business now.
Yeah.
All have.
And you're used to it.
We are used to it. Yes.
Okay. Then let's say you in your RERA website, there's a project which you started in 2021, ending in 2027. So how do you break this down? Like 2 years into approval and maybe another 4 years into construction? How is it?
In fact, once a developer got multiple projects,
Okay.
then there is a chain.
Mm.
We keep on acquiring the land for the future projects. Once the project is approved, the construction got started. It's sometimes at a time 7-8 projects are in the starting, and 7-8 projects in the approval stage, and 3-4-5 projects for the future. We are acquiring the land. So it's even a combination of all these things. Now we have to. It cannot be like that. Acquire the land, get the approval and construction, then sold, then give the possession, then go for the next project.
Okay.
Cannot be.
Happens simultaneously.
It's a chain.
Okay.
We have to keep on. Yes.
Got it. So if I look at your portfolio, you've done like 90 lakh square feet worth of projects. Like people are living, it's occupied.
Yes.
And your current ongoing projects, that's around 90 lakh square feet again, which can be completed in maybe the next 3 years, 5 years.
The next 3 years. Yes.
My question is then, from 2005 to 2024, 19 years, you have done 90 lakh square feet. But now you're saying that I'm going to do the same amount of work in the next 3 years.
No. I'm going to rectify you.
Okay.
In 2005, the company was formed.
Okay.
And in the group housing, we came in 2012.
Okay.
And from the 2012 till now, already delivered over 90 lakhs.
Yeah.
And under construction is again 90 lakhs.
Yeah.
Will be delivered in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And the project under approvals, We are hoping to get the approvals in the next 6 months in all the projects,
Yeah.
and it is over 1 crore area.
Yeah.
Meaning thereby, in the next 5 years, we'll be able to deliver close to 2 crore, over 2 crore
Yeah.
square foot saleable area.
Okay. See, so
we are-
that's what my question is. Let's say 90 lakh square feet you did in from 2012 to 2024. So 12 years you did 90 lakh square feet.
Yeah.
But now in the next 3 years you're going to do another 90 lakh square feet.
Yes.
So you're going to do that in 1/4 the time that you did
Yes,
compared
yes,
to the
yes.
previous.
That was the start. In
Yeah.
fact, at that time, it's not only the only construction.
Mm.
It's the to sell is equally important. Why to construct if there is no sale? In fact, this group housing concept is a very new in Punjab, खास करके in the especially in the smaller cities.
Yeah.
City like Jalandhar, where the people are still, they are focusing on their own land, their own entire things now. And to move on from the private bungalows to the flats, it was a very tedious job.
Yeah.
In the last 10 years or 12 years, we did a lot of work on this area. We have educated to the people why to move from your individual to the society.
Okay.
And the culture is well accepted. Now there is a good demand, and we are at the matching to our demand. We are matching our construction ability also. We are increasing as the demand is increasing. The construction speed is also increasing in the same way.
Okay.
That's why we have now it's on a faster scale.
Okay. So your focus, you're a Jalandhar-based company, which is the tier 3 city. Like you rightly said, people are living in their homes, in their bungalows, in their villas, even the super wealthy people.
Yeah.
And they'll be very adamant, meaning they'll
Yes,
resist
yes,
changing to a building where, a lot of people living with them in flats. So that was a difficulty for you when you started?
Very tough job to convince a family to buy a flat.
Yeah.
It was a very tough job 12 years back.
Okay.
Now they themselves come,
Okay.
and we don't have a ready stock. They have to wait for 3-4 years. Now there is I can see the sea change in at least in Jalandhar.
Yeah. So do you live in a villa or a flat?
I'm living in a flat.
Okay.
Yeah, my villa is still locked
Yeah.
and empty from the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I live in a penthouse in the same society.
Okay, nice.
And once you are in, you
don't go
can't go back.
That's why like Gurgaon based
Yes,
Camellias,
yes,
Dahlias, all
yes.
these.
Once you are in, you can't go. Top, and we got the top industrialists, the top doctors, top bureaucrats inside the society.
Because compared to the olden ages, there is no concept of joint family living. Now it's like nuclear families, like small families. So they want to be in a community.
Yes.
That's why a lot of community spaces based in Gurgaon, NCR, Mumbai, those prices are swelling up very well compared to villas. In whichever city, tier 1 or tier 2.
Yes.
Jalandhar, most of your projects, like all the projects that you've done, is in Jalandhar. But now one of the ongoing projects, one is in Ludhiana. So you're
Yes.
coming from a tier 3 city to a tier 2 city.
Yes.
Is that why change? Like if Jalandhar is a growing space, why are you coming to Ludhiana?
Yes. Jalandhar was my hometown. That's why when you have to start a new thing,
Yeah.
start from your own place now. So the chances of success are very high. No? In Jalandhar, till now we had delivered close to 8,500 units.
Okay.
Still, I see just a start, just a beginning.
Yeah.
There is a lot of demand. Naturally, Ludhiana, as compared to the demand, Ludhiana is behind the Jalandhar.
Okay.
Though the Ludhiana is about 3-4 times a bigger city,
Yeah.
still the concept is going to be mature there.
Okay.
Now we got their one project coming up, second project and culture is maturing there also. I hope in the next 3-4 years, the same position will be in Ludhiana as that of Jalandhar. That I can visualize the things.
Yeah. That's why I can see you going into tier 2 cities more aggressively. One ongoing project is in Ludhiana, then another project under approval is in Ludhiana as well.
Yes.
So you've got like basically 2 projects that you're going to be working in Ludhiana
Yes,
and
yes.
one in Chandigarh as well.
Yes.
Okay.
In Ludhiana, one is under construction, will be delivered in the next 2 years.
Yeah.
And second project is in approval, will hoping to start in the next 6 months. Third projector, we are going in the acquisition of land. Then maybe in the next 1 year will be again in the approval process.
Okay. Acquisition of land, you said a very important phrase there. So during, let's say you've liked the land you want to buy, but then there is a person living there who does not want to give up the land.
Yes.
Does that instance happen
Yes,
to you?
it happens many times. It happens.
So what happens then?
It's a challenge. It's a very, very challenge.
Okay.
Sometimes then, say like Jalandhar, so we have developed about close to 250-300 acre outskirts of the Jalandhar city.
Okay.
Now it's like a downtown of the city. Most about 3,000 families already moved outside the city.
Okay.
They are living there. Infrastructure is coming up very well.
Yeah.
And the farmers, they have seen the change. Those who have already given the land, it's okay. Some farmers, they are still, though the land prices have gone about 10 times, but still they want more.
You always want more.
More. Want, they'll mange more. It's a process. It's happening.
Okay. So you end up buying it with the
Yeah,
price
we
that
are
they
buying. We are buying. Sometimes it doesn't suit to us. We advise them to please stay there. No issue.
demand.
है ना? It's happening.
Okay.
It remains inside. Okay, no issue.
Okay.
But
What do
when the entire site,
Yeah.
entire surroundings,
Yeah.
leave their place. That's no issue.
Or do you say like, okay, give me your land, I'll give you a flat instead?
It is happening. It's happening. Sometimes the people accept the offer.
Okay.
Okay. Some don't accept. It's a mix of all.
Okay. It's a land approval. So these Ludhiana project, you said after land approval, it will take you 3 years to develop, right?
Normally, construction period is 3 year of a project.
Okay.
That depends upon the size of project.
Okay.
Normally, it's close to 1,000 unit of one project. So it takes 3 years, 3.5 years sometimes.
Got it. Now, when you're constructing it, what all do you outsource? For example, many developers, what they do is painting, they outsource it to another company. Labor, they outsource it to some company. Fittings, they outsource it to some company. So, what all do you outsource?
Not many things. Most of the things we do in house.
Yeah.
Right from planning stage, architecture, then construction is in house, entire equipment is in house, transportation, even the brick plant, RMC plant, it's all in house.
What is RMC? Concrete.
Concrete, yes, ready mix concrete.
Okay.
So plant is in house. So most of the things we do ourselves.
Okay. I read it in your annual report of the presentation that you are very proud of the fact that we don't outsource. 90% of the things are not outsourced.
Yes.
The only thing that you outsource, you've mentioned, is laborers, because you cannot have so many people in your
Yes,
payroll,
yes.
right? I mean, it depends on projects, their utilization. So labor work you outsource. I mean, just labor. Okay. Then after the project is done, like what happens is many developers, they do a good job with the project, but then everything boils down to how well that building, that community is maintained. So what usually happens in societies is that once the developer leaves, amongst themselves they announce a president, vice president, and all these things, and they form their own community and it becomes very messy.
Yeah.
In your case, what happens? Like, do you take care of the after sale services like maintenance? Is everything done by you or do you outsource it?
Yes, yes. To my mind, the real story comes after the sales.
Okay.
To acquire a land, to get it approved, to construct, to deliver, it's a one part. The real picture comes after the sales. How do you handle the society?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, most of the time, RWA, they are not so, you can say, professional.
RWA?
Resident welfare
Okay.
associations, they are not so professional, they are not so equipped, they are not so, you can, financially strong
Yeah.
to maintain the project for the year longs. To my mind, the developer support to the RWA is very, very important. Sometimes there is a shortage of money, sometimes there is a shortage of manpower.
Okay.
If the developer is on the back or actively managing the things, then there is a really, really, you can say the project is really maintained. Or what I see, the project, one project is delivered, your name is there.
Absolutely.
You can see the AGI. Nobody knows that project is being managed by the RWA or by the developer. If anything is wrong there, the entire blames comes on the company, on the developer. To my mind, it is the responsibility or what we do, we handle the things at our own to the entire projects. Though there are societies, we are engaging them and just engaging them to our with us.
Okay.
Give us the suggestions. Some they can contribute the, you can say, the time. They can go to the offices. Some say the road is to be widened. We have to go to the authorities for the approvals. Then they assist us. We spend the money. We sometimes use our influence also. So ultimately, we make up one team with the residents. So
Okay.
ultimately, the things are happening in a good shape.
Okay. For this, you get maintenance, or they pay for maintenance, right? Each resident.
Yes, yes, maintenance. Yes.
I think that's what differentiates the premium developers compared to like a commodity developer, like Shobha, DLF, saying such as yourself, AGI Infra. You guys maintain the property after it's sold so that it positively impacts the next project
Yes,
that they're doing.
it impacts our the next sale. In fact, say at present, I got a customer over 10,000. All are my brand ambassadors with
Yeah.
no cost. Mouth publicity is the, I think it's the most powerful publicity.
Yeah.
It helps us in marketing.
Yeah.
That's why we are short of, all the times we are in short of inventory.
Okay.
All sold, all sold. It is because your customer is happy.
Mhm.
I think it's a very, very simple secret to be as successful in this field, to make your customer happy. Once your allottee is happy, satisfied, he will give you the more client. He will, sometimes the repeated customer is comes out of your old customers. So it's the necessity, it's the requirement, it's the moral duty of the developer to take care of the property even after sale. That we do.
The other developers, Prestige, like I'm talking about the South, Prestige, Shobha, if you look at the North, DLF, a large part of the demand for the new projects is because their previous projects have been a success and secondary market transactions are happening in that project. That's why they're doing very well. Compared to 2008 to 2012, it was a pretty bad time for the real estate sector. What signs are you seeing that is different from then? Like, is it all euphoria and people just buying? Because if you see the sales data and if you see the supply data, it's at an 11-year high, which is something we've not seen in a very long time. And even after demonetization, the real estate sector really struggled. Like there was a 40% drop in home registrations after demonetization. So, how is the industry now, and what do you think is going to happen in the next 5 years in this industry?
Yes. My answer to this point is very, very simple. We are almost most populous country in the world. If your product is good, delivery is good, price is reasonably done, and you take care after the sale, then sale is not a problem. Not a problem at all. Just a beginning. We are just developing nation. Just a beginning. We have to build more houses. I don't think there will be a slump in the near future.
Okay. So it's not suddenly that we've become the most populous country. Maybe 3 years back, we were still the second most populous country. People were homeless. There were need for affordable housing, premium housing. Everything was there. But we saw from 2010 to 2020, the large, huge developers that were even making plans of developing a town like JP Infra. I think Unitech was one of them. Them going into absolute bankruptcy and home buyers not getting homes. And the population equation was there yesterday and it is there today.
Yes, yes.
But how is it different now?
Yes, yes. In fact, it was a phase in 2006, 2007, 2008.
Yeah.
This problem was happened in NCR area, especially in Noida.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the country.
Yeah.
South is performing well. North just started. Why there was a problem? We need to analyze the things. At that time, government, UP government, probably Mayawati was the chief minister. They planned to expand in a very, very faster mode. They developed the land, given the land to the developers on lease basis, just pay 10%, 90% was allowed to pay in the next 10 years.
Okay.
And there was another set, India Bull, HDFC, they want to give the housing loans.
Yeah.
Subvention scheme was there. You, as a buyer, need to pay just 10%, 20%. 80% banker were ready to pay even before the start of construction. Even before the start of construction, they were ready to pay 80%.
So sorry.
It was a subvention scheme.
Okay.
Interest was to pay by the developer.
Okay.
Buyer was just pay 10%, 20%. He was just focusing on the escalation, on the profit. After 3 years, after 4 years, I will get out of it, say, double the amount of my investment. Interest was to pay by the developer. So buyer was not at a risk. Now what happened, government gives the land on lease, just pay 10%. Say I got the capacity to buy a 10-acre land, I bought 100 acre.
Okay.
Buyer who was to give just 10%, 20%, he got 5 lakhs booked. India Bull, others, bankers, they give the loans. Developer, those who are working and that built was flooded with the money. They expanded in a very, very in a faster mode without caring about the
Finishing of the project.
finishing of the delivery part. That's why most of the things, most of the project got delayed many times.
Yeah.
Many projects started at one point of time, got delayed. And there was a shortage of actual home buyers. Since lot of project came at one point of time. This just analyzed the entire country.
Yeah.
This problem was only and only in the UP region. Gurgaon was fine.
Mumbai
is good, no problem. All over the country, Pune is working well, Bangalore is good, Mumbai is good, Delhi, even Gurgaon, Punjab, they just started now.
Yeah.
No? This problem was mainly was 90% problem was in UP.
Yeah.
Since because intention was not bad, government was to expand in a on very faster mode. Banks wanted to expand in a faster mode. Buyers were also a little greedy to make the money quickly. Similarly, developers.
Yeah.
So it's all happened. So ultimately, developer was in a fix.
Essentially, the reason for a project failing or buyers being exploited is that, let's say this is building project A, I got project B. Okay, project A I started, I took funds for this, and to get more money I announced project B, and the money that I got for project A I used for project B instead, right? And this keeps going on for project C, D, so on and so forth,
Yes.
and then becomes a huge ruckus. Project A is not completed, neither is
Yes,
Project
yes,
B.
yes.
The person who put the money for Project A, he's
Yes.
not getting the delivery after 10 years.
Yes.
And in 2016, because of all this, RERA came.
Yes.
RERA's full form is Real Estate Regulation Authority.
Yes. Yes.
After RERA has come in,
Yes.
how has the real estate landscape, like real estate area,
Yes.
changed? Are buyers more are they in a more safer position?
Yes. Yes.
Or is it just on paper?
No. It's buyers are in a much safer position. Moreover, the days are gone when the developers were diverting the monies from one project to the other project, from the C project to a D project. Those days have gone now.
Okay.
Now you have to place the money in your escrow account. You have to spend the money on that project. Now it's quite regulated. And the developer, they are also getting more and more responsible.
Yeah.
And I think the buyer's interest is quite protected.
Okay. Can we talk more about this? Let's say I put project A. So you've announced construction is about to start. You got all the approvals. What do you do? Let's say there are 1,000 units. So do you let buyers start booking them and give you like 5%, 10% advance? How does it begin?
Yeah, once we announce after RERA, once announce the booking, then sometimes we just divide the inventory into 3-4 parts.
Okay.
Say in the next 6 months, we have to say the total units are 1,000. In the next 6 months, we just open 300, 200, 300 units.
Okay.
Once booked, then after 6 months, after 1 year, then we give the other inventory to the sales team.
Okay.
Then they book.
Okay.
Then till the time of completion, we assure that the entire inventory should be zero, and we tend to make sure that there should be the maximum number of end users.
Okay.
Though investor is important, but our focus is mainly for the end user.
Okay. Okay. Are you releasing these inventory in tranches because you
Yes.
don't want to create a huge supply so people will not value your property? Is that the reason?
Yes, that is the reason.
Yeah.
Moreover, we have to say the lowest price at the launch period.
Yeah.
After that, there is a little escalation of price.
Yeah.
Then again, there is a little increase in the rates. Then at the end, of course, there is a lot of difference. And we assure that our investor, our end user should also grow with us. Say, we calculating our profit at say 10, 12%, 20%, and it is still now, and we are calculating that our end user, our investor, sometimes gets over 50% profit.
In 3 years after project completion?
Yes, after completion.
Okay. Okay. Like you're saying, it's like, for an example, if I invested in 2024, I put 50 lakh.
Yes.
3 years later, this is off plan, meaning
Yes,
it's developing. So 3 years later, in 2027,
Yes.
when the project is ready to be handed over,
Yeah.
the amount I can get from the market is close to 75 lakhs.
Yes, 75, 80, sometimes 90 lakhs.
Okay. See, that's the problem. Is there a bubble in the real estate
No,
sector?
it's not a bubble. Once you share since all the things are happening inside,
Yeah.
there is no advertisement cost.
Yeah.
We don't go in the newspaper, not on the TV, no ad, no hoardings, nothing. See, just material and mark on our profit, say 20%,
Yeah.
then we put the sale.
Okay.
In fact, there is a lot of potential just to match the price to the market, to the other cities also. There is a lot of potential. That margin goes to the investor, go to the end user. Only then he can feel happy. I got this unit purchased at the beginning. Only then it will come. Otherwise, why one should purchase in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah.
Only and only the reason is at a cheaper rate. It's the only reason.
True. True. So then, let's say I am starting a 100 crore project today. Let's call it Project A. Obviously, the entire 100 crores, the company is not going to put in that
Yes,
money.
yes.
Some will be banks, some will be the company, some might even be the promoter, like yourself, you privately put in.
Yes.
And fourth leg would be the buyers who's giving you the advance. So can you break up in 100 crores, what percentage comes from advances from buyers, what comes from the company's pocket, and what comes from the bank?
In the last 12 years, what I have experienced, in the initial years, there was a requirement for the project loans.
Yeah.
Then slowly and slowly, when the patient is improved, the confidence of the people in the group housing altogether changed now.
Yeah.
Then I think if we go for a new launch, there should not be any need for a bank finance.
Okay.
Once we go in the market, say we opened the 300 units for the sale, sometimes it take a month or sometimes 2 months
To book.
to book.
For the first tranche.
Yes.
Okay.
There is no need for the bank, for the other sources, no need. Or what I think, if you are coming up with a project with a bank loan with no booking, say there is no booking,
Yeah.
and you are building the project with a bank loan.
Yeah.
What's the need?
Yeah,
Why to build?
Yeah,
If
who are
there
you
is
building
no
it for?
sale.
Yeah.
If there is a sale, then why bank loan? If there is already sale, it's a self-financing under self-financing by the buyers. Why there is a requirement of bank loan? In our case, there is in a very, very rare case, then we require a bank loan,
Okay.
no project loan.
No, but 1200 crores was your project under construction as of Jan 1st, 2024. And there was a credit rating report which said that around 80%, around 960 crores, it's advance from the client buyers.
Yes.
Then promoters were putting in like 200 crores of their personal fund. And there was some bank loan for 7-8%, very small amount.
Very small amount, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So can we assume that 80%?
Sometimes it happens
Yeah.
in the initial stage. There are you can say a lot amount goes to the approvals. 50-60 crores go for approvals.
50-60 crores.
Yes.
Okay, so
Most of the time we pay in advance entire for the next 5-10 years.
Okay.
We paid in advance. They give us a discount of 5%.
Okay.
We prefer to pay lump sum, EDC, CLU, it's all advance.
Okay.
And then go for the foundation stage.
Yeah.
Then there is a very, very heavy investment in the foundation. The material required up to level 10th goes that by totaling goes in the footing. Steel and cement.
Yeah.
And it's not visible to the to the public. Nothing. People
Makes
say
sense. Makes sense.
nothing is happening. We already paid the approval fees or bought the land or for the approval fees. Foundations already done. Sometimes at that point of time, we require bank finance.
Yeah.
Once it's up out of the, you can say, basements, then there is no requirement.
Your basic phenomena is that if I'm doing a project, most of the money should come from customer
Yes,
advances
yes.
rather than bank.
Yes.
Because if there is no customer advance, who am I building up the project for?
Yes.
So going forward, is it usually going to be 80% of the project cost coming from buyers, or is there any different percentage that you're targeting?
Initially, you can say in the initially in the initial 6 months, say 50-50, 50% we have to manage
Okay.
our own, 50% comes from the customers. Once the, say after a year or so, then don't require any our funds. Then it comes 100% comes from the customers.
Okay. Now, when the customer pays you, let's say the flat is 1 crore, and the customer has paid you 5%. Okay, they paid you 5 lakhs. This is not revenue, right? You cannot record it as revenue.
Yes,
This will
that's
be
it.
recorded as a liability,
Yes.
shown in cash flow statement, but it will be current, non-current. I think current liabilities advance from
Yes,
clients.
liability. It's come under liability head.
Yes. So, and this 5 crore, you'll utilize it for the starting the construction, etc., etc. And you've promised the client, let's say 3 years. On RERA website, you're saying, okay, 2024 start date, 2027, I'm going to finish the project. So 3 years.
Yes.
What if you're not able to finish the project in 3 years? What happens then?
On the basis of past experience,
Yeah.
the situation like this doesn't arise so far. If it happens,
Yeah.
then there is a provision to pay the penalty, to
Okay.
give them the, sometimes to give them the alternative accommodation.
Okay.
It's a rare
Yes.
chance.
The reason I asked you, sir, is because I think prior to 2016, these provisions were not there. If it's getting delayed, the buyers suffer. I think now there are certain clauses with RERA
Yes.
that if the developer is delaying past the completion date,
Yes.
you have to pay 8% interest
Yes,
on
penalty
the
clause is there.
penalty.
Yes.
8% interest you have to pay
Yes.
that amount.
Yes. Penalty clause is there.
Yeah. Okay. Or you have to provide a alternative
Alternative
accommodation.
accommodation. Yes.
That's why developers, if internally, let's say you with your team you decided 2026 will complete, but on RERA you'll say 2027 just to be on the safe side.
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes we prefer to
Yeah.
take a year or 6 months more than that. Most of the time we give the completion before the target
Yeah.
date,
Okay. Very nice.
just on a safer side.
Makes sense. And let's say they paid you only 5% in, and 2024 to 2027 is the development. Then how do you call the payments? Is it based on the floors that's completed, or do
Yes.
you ask the 95% at the end of the project?
No,
How
no,
does the payment?
it's a quarterly payment. As
Okay.
the progress, there is a progress, there is a payment from the buyers.
Okay.
Mainly it's related with the progress at site.
Okay. Okay. And so on your portfolio, it's shown that you have acquired 155 acres of land, some in Chandigarh, some in Ludhiana, some in Jalandhar.
Yes.
So what's the plan there?
It's a just for the development.
Okay.
New projects will come in the near future.
Yeah.
In next 3-4 years,
Yeah.
we'll plan the bigger projects there. Just we are acquiring the land at the potential area
Okay.
in the Ludhiana, at New Chandigarh, at Jalandhar.
Yeah.
Then we'll convert it into a
Project. So one of the questions is that there are different tiers in housing. One is affordable housing, which is below 50 lakhs. Then you got like the mid-income housing. Then you got premium housing, luxury housing,
Yes.
ultra luxury housing.
Yes.
So where are you going? And can you tell me the difference between all this quickly?
Yes, there is some difference. In fact, it's a very, very relative term. Once we say affordable housing, normally under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana,
Okay.
it is affordable housing.
Yeah.
The carpet area is 90 square meter.
90 square.
Yes, it is known as affordable housing. See, when there is a difference between affordable, then luxury, then ultra luxury, then premium, right from selection of site,
Mm-hmm.
floor plans, as the say it's a luxury project. There is a difference in the floor plans, space. You have to provide a better space, amenities, then quality in the quality of your every product. Say flooring, it's a better tiles, maybe marble,
Yeah.
lifts, maybe say in the affordable housing, it's powder coating face of the lifts. In the luxury, there's a steel finish. In the interior, there's a better. Every product there is a small difference. It
Yeah.
makes a product different.
Okay. Okay.
Otherwise, as regard the strength of the building, probably there is no difference.
Got
It's the
it.
same.
Got it. Like the outside is different.
Yes.
Outside is the same. Sorry, and the inside, the fittings, and all
Inside
these
finishing, woodwork,
matter. Okay.
tile flooring, it's a small difference.
And so all that translates into different ticket sizes, the value of the project. What I understand, like affordable housing is houses below the 50 lakh rupees.
Yes, government had fixed the limit of 45 lakhs.
45 lakhs.
Yes.
Okay.
If the price is up to 45 lakhs and the floor area is 90 square meter,
Okay.
then it comes into the affordable housing.
Okay. And then you got the mid income, which is from 45 lakhs to 1
1
crore.
crore, yes.
Then next stage is the premium housing, which is 1 crore plus,
Yes.
1 crore to 3 crore, I think. Then from 3 crore to 10 crore. Then ultra luxury is from 10 crore plus.
10 crore plus.
Okay. Where are you going into? Which these 155 acres that you have?
We are lucky enough to cater to all sections of society, right
Okay.
from affordable to ultra luxury.
Okay.
Every section of society, we are meeting their needs.
You think in tier 2 cities in Jalandhar and Ludhiana, you will be able to fetch 10 crore
Yes,
plus
yes.
for what penthouses?
Not 10 crore,
Okay.
maybe better price.
Yeah, better
Quite-
by more
quite
than that.
better.
Yeah.
Quite better.
Okay. And so when you build building the floors, right? There's a restriction on how much you can do because there's something called FSI, floor
Yes,
space
yes,
index.
Yes, yes.
Can you explain that?
Yes. Nowadays there is a quite you can say relaxation in the policy, and since we are developing nation and we're trying to be develop in the next
Yeah.
by 2047, and we are adopting the norms that of our developed nations.
Yeah.
Now the unlimited FAR is available with us at certain depending upon the width of the road. If the road width is above 45 meter, then there is no restriction on the FAR area.
Okay. You can build 100
achieve,
floors. I mean,
yes.
sorry, 50
Sky
floors.
is the no sky limit.
Okay.
You can build.
Okay.
You can achieve the as much as FAR what you want.
Okay. Because I've heard like FSI, let's say this is the area. Okay. This is, let's say, 1 acre.
Yeah.
And if it's the FSI is 2, on 1 acre, I can build up to 2 acres. So 2 acres
yes.
worth of floor.
Yes. It's always in relation to the available floor.
Okay.
Yeah. If 1 acre is available, then 1:2 can build up to equal to the 2 acre.
Okay. Or what I can do is I can take like say 50 cents, right, half
Yes.
of 1 acre,
Yes.
and create 4 floors.
Can go up
4
for-
floors.
Yes.
So it becomes 2x still FSI.
Yes. Can ground coverage say 20, go up to 10, 20, 50,
Okay.
no issue.
Okay. And near airports, the FSI is slightly lower because the flows don't.
Certain restrictions are there.
Okay. Now, so towards the end, I wanted to ask you about the financials, more about the company, like go into detail. So what I can see is you don't have much debt on your books, like compared to cash. I think you've got around 77 crores of debt, if I'm not
Just
wrong.
like
That's all. You're a 2,500 crore company, so it's not much. And I was looking at the last, during 2015, 2016, during the bad times of real estate market, the debt that were being carried, net debt, meaning debt minus cash carried by top 10 developers in India, was around 46,000 crores. And yesterday I was looking at the net debt currently of those top 10 developers. Like today, it's like DLF, Brigade Enterprises, and Shobha, and all these companies. Unfortunately, you're not there, but soon you might be there. Anyway, so that currently it is around 28,000 crores, and the balance sheet is in a much better situation compared to the past. So, sir, I think the developers wise, it's becoming very healthy. The balance sheet, the financials of this. Now, what is your plan? Like, you don't plan to raise more debt, or do you plan to raise more debt according to the size of the company? How do you plan to do it?
Of course, of course. Uh, Once you are in a fast mode of expansion,
Yeah.
naturally you require some money. It can come out of debt.
Yeah.
Once the project is launched, then you should not go for the debt. If it is sold, then should launch. Then only then to construct. Sometimes unsold inventory is there. Then there is a lot of say position, or sometimes goes out of control. If the inventory is built, investment is made, and it's not sold, and patient certainly will be out of control.
Mm-hmm.
Our simple funda is, once we go for expansion,
Yeah.
can avail a little debt,
Yeah.
very little debt. Should not be more than 10% of your
Project.
yes.
Okay.
A little debt. Once it's launched, then construct as per your demand.
Okay.
Once booked, and you can invest, you can say see that there is a demand. Only you should be prepared to build it. Otherwise, unsold inventory, there is no fun.
Understood. So, on the balance sheet, what does inventory mean? When do you recognize it as inventory? Is it after getting the approval? Is it after construction? When do you call it the inventory?
Uh, Once it's approved, says there is a project of 1,000 flats.
Okay.
Once it's approved and got listed in the RERA,
RERA.
we call it inventory.
Okay.
Say out of 1,000, 200, 300 booked, it's a sold inventory, it's an unsold inventory.
Okay.
Then on site, say we constructed half of the project, inventory build is 500, already done, halfway, and unsold is say 600, 700, sold is 400.
Okay.
So we categorize the inventory like that.
Okay.
Ultimately, entire stock is inventory.
Yeah. So, you business wise, you're doing very well. Meaning, what you have done in the last 12 years, you're trying to do in the next 3 years. Meaning, and then you're acquiring land. Many projects are under approval stage. You're doing very well, but cash wise, meaning you're not able to generate cash. Currently, it was around 58 crores. Cash outflow was there from operational activities. So, why is this the case, or do you plan to expend more cash going forward?
No, in fact, in our company, the entire profit is inside, it's flowing back.
Okay.
Nothing is going out.
Okay.
Sometimes we got land. Ultimately it goes in the land for the expansion.
Okay.
It's not out of any other business. No diversion of funds. Nothing like that.
Understood. Understood. 'Cause I was
Even our overheads are just a basic overheads.
Okay.
Nothing.
And so you had started another business, right? AGI Coal Chain Private Limited.
Yes.
So what were you thinking back then?
Oh, once upon a time there was thought that we should go in for a diversification. There was a scheme for a cold
Okay,
chain
okay,
business.
okay.
We thought we just inquire, we made a company, but ultimately we just dropped the
Sideline.
idea.
Okay,
Till now there is no plan.
okay.
Yes. We
What
are
is the
just focusing on this business, this construction and real estate.
So what is the problem in cold chain? Is it very expensive to start?
No, not very expensive.
Okay.
Sometimes you rely on a person, on a consultant.
Okay.
He commits very, you can say, rosy things, but delivery is totally different. Then you take a decision better not to do it. Let's keep it pending. So that was the case with us also. Yes, it just was stopped. Till now, it's just stopped.
Okay.
No plan so far.
Okay. All right. So thank you so much for being here. You drove down to Chandigarh for us.
Thank
And,
you.
Came from Delhi.
Yes.
Thank you so much for making this happen. So this is the first time we booked a studio. Other times we go to the management's office and do the interview. I really thank you for your time, sir. And I have great respect for you for what you've done with the company. It has grown very well in the past.
Thank you, dear.
And thank you so much. Sir. All the
Next
best.
time, I expect you should come to Jalandhar
Sure.
and see the entire development.
Yeah.
We'll feel happy.